Hello. I can see there are 14 people now. Why don't you introduce yourself? I'd love to see you. Who's there? Oh, there are so many people already. Wow. I'm here. Hello, everyone. Dominant man, so good to see you, Esada. Thank you so much, my friend, that you're here. I'm so excited. I brought bubbles with a glass. And I don't have my book yet because it's only published like 2 days ago. It was online. But what I did do is I printed one chapter for you. So I would love to read you something. But before that, just very, very welcome, everyone. Thank you so much that you are willing to spend your Valentine's Day, a piece of it with me, so I can show you a bit about the book. I thought it might be nice to share a bit with you about on how I started. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much, 18 people. I love it. When I met my master, I think 5 years ago or so, 4 years ago, I had no clue what was dominance and submission, and I had no clue about BDSM. And, we just started out playing a bit, trying a bit, and he told me about dominance and submission, and it felt very, very comfortable for me. To be honest, I had no clue. In normal life, I'm very dominant. I'm very used to giving trainings to 100 people. So people listen to me usually. I'm not the one listening to somebody else. But when I found out that there is something like submitting to someone, and when I did it for the first time, I was so in bliss. And the reason is not because BDSM and submission are now so wonderful. I mean, they are. But for me, it was because I struggled with trust my whole life in my other relationships. And now suddenly I found someone that I trusted enough to submit to. And it gave me so much. It gave me so much in daring to surrender to somebody. And that deepens the connection. And I had to be honest. He's challenging me all the time also in being honest. And it's wonderful because now I can be who I really am. And I found out that I'm a masochist, that I love pain, which is, unexpected. I was 39 years old. It's not like I'm 20 and let's experiment a bit. I just had a whole life already of having relationships, of having sex, of playing in the bedroom. And I was fantasizing sometimes, but I never thought about it. And now I suddenly found out how much I like it that somebody is finally dragging me by my hair through the room, because that's actually something that I did fantasize about. So that's actually how it started. Now, about a year ago, my whole business collapsed because of COVID. I couldn't give any trainings anymore. And then suddenly I had time left. And then I thought, let's write a book. I love writing anyway. And I had an experience at the festival where I was there as my, what we say, alter ego. I don't know what's that called, like my other persona, like Sam. It's called, my other persona is Kitty. And I was just there as Kitty, as a sex slave. So I had to introduce myself like that. And I could actually play like this. Thank you, Esada. And I found out that there's nothing more fulfilling for me than to be truly myself and to be an example to other people. And that was an amazing experience and discovery. And so when the whole COVID crisis started, I thought, like, you know what, let's give it a go. I didn't dare to do it before. I didn't have to, and now I had to find something else. So I decided to go for this channel and to write a book, and it's actually done now. And well, the first the first person who read it was my last proofreader. I mean, and she's a woman. She reads like 5 books a day for a job, and she gave me a raving recommendation. So that was a really good sign for me that it's actually doing something. My desire is what I would really love is that it's actually going to reach people who are not very much into BDSM yet, but who would love to explore. Maybe they're a bit like bored in their relationship, and I would love them to show how much beauty there is and how valuable the values from BDSM, being radically honest, but also the surrendering into it, discussing and negotiating who has the power when, and daring to have somebody else challenging me in my case. It's something that I think is valuable for anyone, and there is more. So this is why I wrote the book. So the book is called Sex, Truth, and Freedom. And the reason why I chose for it is, well, first of all, because I think that if you put sex in the title, the book will sell. So that was kind of no, it's not entirely true. I mean, for me, the whole exploring is a lot on sexual level. So it had to have sex in it. And the search for truth is by far the most important thing that I did in the past years. It's all the time asking myself, is this true? I'm also describing in the book something about what I call a truth process that will help you to find out how to find out what is really true for you. And in the end, that gave me freedom. I'm still working on it. I mean, I still didn't discover who I truly am, and there is so much more to discover, and it's going on all the time. So I would like to read you something. If you're okay with that, would you like to hear something from the book, so you can see if it's actually something that I wrote it not because I'm special, but because I'm not. No. And that's exactly what I think. I mean, I'm just a normal housewife with 2 kids. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And that's something that I would love to show and share. Always discovering, absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna start reading, and this is chapter 9. Oh, by the way, stay till the end, because in the end I'm gonna give you a link where you can get the book for free. So if you're interested, stay till the end. I'm gonna read, then I'm gonna drink champagne, and I'm gonna give you a link. The first time that I'm actually seeing my master again, that I finally see my master again since we started our DSD dynamic, is a couple of weeks after I have told Daniel I am leaving him. And Daniel is my ex-husband. We played often online together, or my master would give me assignments that I had to execute alone. We meet in a bar in a desolate little town where it's obvious that we are the only strangers there. My master has brought me a tiny bag packed with gifts. He takes the first gift out, and it's a training collar. I hold my breath when I see it. Up until now, we played online. But now he is here, and it's suddenly very real. It's not a game that we play. He sits on the seat next to me and turns toward me. Kitty, he starts. His tone is very serious. I brought you a collar because I want you as mine. I want to make you mine. I want to train you. I want to help you explore your deepest desires. I want to take you to places you have never been before. What I am asking from you is only this. For the time that I am training you, you will only be mine. No other men in your life. Take your time, and you don't have to decide now. I'm trembling in my chair. He offers to train me, to explore my submission, my masochism that I discovered lately, my sexy being. Thoughts stumble through my head. I know that he is taken. I also know that he has an agreement with his girlfriend that there won't be any other men in my master's life. Playing online is different, but still, we spend quite some time together. I ask him, "What about Paige, master?" Paige is his girlfriend. He looks at me, smiling with love. I had a conversation with her. "I'm not just doing this for you, my kitty. I have had these feelings my whole life, and I never had the chance to explore. This journey will be as exciting for me as it will be for you." I told her that I want to explore this, and she was totally fine with it, with a few rules in place. I ask him about the rules, and they make sense to me. I feel relieved. I prefer that Paige knows about our relationship. I don't want to live in fear of what might happen, and besides, I like Paige, so I really don't want to hurt her. And in a way, I think it might take some pressure off of her. My master has the urge to explore, and she doesn't. Maybe she's happy, and she likes me too. At least I think she does. Sometimes it's hard to see what she really thinks. I ask my master more questions. What about my children? I don't want them to be affected. And what will it look like in real life? He shrugs. I don't know, Kitty. It's something that we'll have to figure out together. I'm already convinced. I want him to train me. And besides the fact that I'm excited about the journey together, I'm also head over heels, completely in love with him. And this gives me all the reason in the world to be with him. And I realize I trust him. I think he will challenge me, but also keep me safe. And where else would I ever be able to find that? My head spins with the possibilities and ways that I'll be able to grow. What a gift! It doesn't take me long to agree with his condition that I can only be his as long as we play. I know, we're some distance apart, but I don't think that any partner ever satisfied me as well as my master does, even from a distance. What I miss are mostly hugs and kisses, not so much sex. I can't go on my knees, but I want to. I turn to him. I'd love to accept this collar from you, my master. I happily commit myself to be yours alone. I promise I will give my 100% in this journey, that I will learn and grow. Please collar me. He takes the collar, and with endless softness, he wipes my hair from my neck, exposing it to him. He draws a line with his finger over my neck where soon the collar will be. Mine, he whispers. He takes the collar and puts it around my neck. I feel the cold metal buckle touching my skin, and it makes me shiver. He pulls it tight. Only wear it when I tell you to. I don't want you to wear it in a place where Daniel or the kids can see it. This is my collar. I nod. Yes, master. He tilts my chin and kisses me softly. My kitty. He smiles at me. I melt inside. I feel loved, surrounded, seen, owned. The other people in the room completely vanished for us during our little private time together. And when I get up, I see them watching us. I should feel awkward maybe, but I don't. I feel proud. It's like having my master's hand around my throat all the time. One of his other gifts is a beautiful, transparent, round plug. I'm super excited when I unwrap it, and I can't wait to try it. Although it looks at least 5 times bigger than the plugs I had so far. We're sitting in the bar, fondling under the table. Get your ass to the men's room, he whispers in my ear. Get into the toilet, but don't lock the door. I will meet you there in a minute. I go with a pounding heart. My master enters, closing and locking the door behind me. My heartbeat shoots up to even higher levels. Turn to the wall, your hands about your head, he commands. I immediately obey. Spread your legs and stick your ass out. I spread my legs over the toilet bowl, the only space there is. He jerks my panties down, takes a moment to admire my ass, caresses it. My ass, he says, very satisfied. He spits in his hand and wets my asshole with it. 1 finger gets in, then 2. Oh, I love it. And I feel I get wet instantly. He pushes the plug against my asshole, trying to shove it in. It doesn't fit, and I tell him, it hurts. It makes sense. The plug has a diameter of 6 centimeters, at least twice the size of the plugs I had so far. He takes it away and turns me around. Open your mouth, he says. I open my mouth, and he pushes the plug in between my teeth. It just fits. I have a very small mouth. Good girl, he says, and fingers me for a bit longer, until I'm panting and dripping, and then stops it. He takes the plug out of my mouth, and gives me a long, demanding kiss. You are mine, little girl, my property, my sex slave. I will train you to be hot and wet, and wherever you go, you will draw attention because of your posture, your attitude, your self-confidence. I will train you to be the best submissive you can be. Are you ready for that? I can't wait. I already gained so many wonderful additions to my life. Skills for in bed, yes, but not just that. Persistence, confidence, freedom. I am growing as a person like crazy. The plug becomes part of my training program. It takes another 6 weeks before I'm able to take it in my ass. Nowadays, I can sleep with it. It's my easy plug that I use if I want the feeling of being owned and not the horny, anal fucking way to use it. Plugs have different goals. To me, it's a symbol of ownership more than anything. If I wear my plug, it makes me feel close. Every relationship needs its symbols, and a long-distance relationship needs different symbols than a relationship of two people living together. Besides being trained in an anal pleasure, my master trains me in a lot of other things too. I learn to control my orgasms. I have to touch myself until the moment that I almost come and then stop. And then do it again and again. In the past 3 years, I have mastered the art of masturbation and coming. I can come over 40 times in a row. But most important though, is that after these 40 times, I don't lose the sexual energy that is built up in my body like I used to do before. During the training moments, I have a lot of time to find out what my deepest desires are. It's scary to go there. Things come up that are seen as not done in real life. I love to be humiliated and degraded. I love it when he tells me I'm a whore. I love it when he drags my face over the floor, pulls my hair, let me sit on the floor and eat. I'm easily jealous. Usually it's a sign of low confidence and trust. But fantasizing about him fucking other women, it gets me hot and wet. There's more. We get into other fantasies as well. Taboos. Blood is a huge turn on for me. Dogs, yes, not done and not spoken of. Getting there in my mind, allowing myself to fantasize about it, it's freedom. It's not about whether it will happen. It's only about accepting that I find this a turn on and that thinking about it, fantasizing about it is okay. Nobody decides what is right or wrong when it comes to fantasies. Allowing myself my fantasies frees me bit by bit. Each time I allow myself to be honest about another fantasy, may it be in humiliation, blood, even bestiality, it allows me to expand, to embrace again another part of me that belongs to me. It has nothing to do with right and wrong. I am a good girl. I follow the rules. Well, most of the time. But I learned to question what I was taught all my life. Is it wrong to long to be humiliated? Because society thinks this should not be done? Why is this? And why do I think, and what do I think of it? Revealing my true self bit by bit is a process. It's a journey that I can recommend to anyone. And doing it while being in a DS relationship is so wonderful and also so much fun. When I started this DS dynamic, I had no clue how much there was to explore to sexuality. I could also have done this exploration in a different role, or in a normal, equal, vanilla relationship. But to us, this is the perfect way of experiencing our relationship. It fits with my desire to be humiliated, to be hurt, to be owned, to let go of control. For my master, it fits with his desire to control, to dominate. But it's so much more than that. I get challenged, but my master is too. He has to break through quite a few huge barriers as well. And the biggest one for him that I can remember is slapping me in the face. My master has a huge respect for life. He has a Buddhist background. That can be as annoying to me, since he won't kill the flies in the house. Instead, he catches them and brings them outside. I find that a useless exercise, and it drives me crazy. With his view on life, maybe you can imagine how slapping me in the face was something that would break all his beliefs about right and wrong in life. Slapping someone in the face is wrong, isn't it? A man hitting a woman is even more wrong. And now I ask her it? My master lets me explore humiliation as a topic, find out what turns me on and what doesn't. I have to watch several different movies with different types of humiliation, and humiliation comes in so many forms. Calling me a slut or a whore was something that I had to learn to love. And I can still remember the first time that I felt this as a title of honor and actually asked my master to call me that. I started calling myself this. Until that moment, it was in the category not done and offensive. It used to hurt me. I still don't like words like pig or useless. To me, this goes beyond humiliation. It needs to be true. And this to me is hard to understand why people would want that. But I don't judge it. I mean, who am I to judge, right? But whore? I am a whore. My master's whore. To me, it's a title of honor. It means that I master the title of the art of having sex and moreover giving sex. It means that my master can use me in any way he wants. And during the exploration phase, I stumbled upon a video where a woman was hit in her face, and I loved it. It's not so much that she was hit in her face, but she was asking for it. And I could see how much she loved it and how much it turned her on. It turned me on. In one of our WhatsApp sessions later, I mention it. My master uses our sexting sessions to explore me, my desires. We turn each other on, describing to each other what we would like to do. And he starts, I would drag you by your hair through the room. And me, oh, I would love that, master. Please drag me by my hair. Him, you would walk on all fours, finding it hard to match my speed, and I would walk so fast that you couldn't follow, so you'd fall and you'd scratch yourself. Maybe I'd take you down from the stairs. And me, I would follow you anywhere, master. It's good practice for me too. And what happens here is that I started to get mental. It means I'm out of horny mode and thinking about whether this is even possible. I tried it, but you need very strong arms to walk downstairs head first on all fours. I can't do this whole stairs down. As soon as my master noticed it, he changed the subject. When we would enter the garden, you would beg me to let you pee, and I would tell you to follow me. And when I find a proper spot, I let you sit on your knees and tell you to open your mouth. And me, oh yes, master, please, I love to drink your pee. And him, open your mouth, kitty. I open my mouth as wide as I can, sitting in my bed at home, and put my screen up in the air. And this feeling so much connection with him, as if he is in my room, about to pee in my mouth. Please spit in my mouth too, master. I would spit in your mouth over and over again. I wouldn't let you swallow until your mouth is full. And then I would push my fingers in your mouth, gathering some of my spit and wipe it all over your face. This is such a huge turn on. And I squirm in my bed, still with my mouth open, begging for more. Please, master, slap my face. It's suddenly silence on the other side of the line. Are you sure, kitty? Would you like me to slap you in your face? Me? Yes, master, very much, please. He wants to know for sure. In fantasy, kitty? Or in real life? I take a moment to withdraw from the horny, playful mode I'm in, to honestly question myself. I feel humble, but also very certain when I text him back. In real life, master, I would love it if you would hit me in my face. Pussy check? I don't really have to check, but obediently I put 2 fingers in my pussy. They come out, dripping wet. 10-10, master. The first 10 is for my physical wetness, and the second 10 for the mental wetness. Good girl. We play along for a longer time, leaving the face slapping for what it is. And for now, it's not part of our having sex. My master is not feeling comfortable enough with it yet. Of course I don't get to come. He loves to turn me on until I squirm and then leave me dripping wet to have the wildest dreams on end. This time he also doesn't come, and I can feel him chewing on the face slapping on the other side of the line. The next day, at the beginning of our conversations, he asked me again about it. Would you still like me to slap your face, kitty? It's quite a big difference from having your ass or boob slapped. I know, master, but still, yes, I would love to. It's difficult for me, he admits. It violates all my beliefs on how I should treat women. I'm a pacifist. But if it turns you on, then I will work on it. And I promise you that the next time we meet, I will slap you in your face, kitty. You deserve that I treat you the way you would love to be treated. I'm excited and a bit tense. I don't think anyone ever has hit me in my face, except my mom once when I was a teenager and she couldn't handle me anymore. What I can remember more than the pain is the shock. I don't remember what it was like. That was not a turn on at all. And it had nothing to do with my master slapping me in my face. The idea that you will actually do this is a huge turn on, but would I even be able to take it? Is it safe? When the time that we will meet draw closer, my master tells me that he is doing research. He will come to visit me this time. He will come to visit me this time, and we have a long weekend to spend together. He's excited. The idea that he is going to do something that takes him completely out of his comfort zone turns him on, even though he is still scared to actually hit me. Do you have leather gloves? Do you have leather gloves? He asked me. I do. Bring them. When we finally meet, I pick him up at the airport. I wait for him, standing with my legs spread, high heels, with my leash attached, my arms clasped behind my back, chin up in the air, showing with every single cell of my body that I am a proud, owned sex slave and that I am his. When he comes out of the gate, I almost cry with happiness. We don't meet often. He made agreements with Paige that we can see each other 3 times a year when she is away, and he can visit me once. It's been a while since we saw each other alone. I can see something similar on his face. His eyes brighten and a smile covers his face from ear to ear. He walks towards me, throws his suitcase on the floor and gets behind me. He grabs my hair and pulls my head back to kiss me. Hey, Kitty, he whispered in my ear. I hope you're ready for me, my little slut. And now I can't stop my tears anymore, and I start crying. I feel so at home. Hey, master. I smile back at him. I'm so happy to see you. He grabs my leash and tells me to take his suitcase. I point to where my car is parked, and together we walk towards it. He's holding my leash, but his arm is around my waist, holding me very close to him, touching me with his body in every possible way. He stops halfway and we start making out in the middle of the airport where everybody can see us. I couldn't care less. I would have 2 years before he started to train me to become free. To not hold my deepest desires back anymore, afraid of what others might say. We haven't seen each other in a long time and we are dying to feel each other touch each other. My tears keep running down my cheeks while we kiss and he licks them from my face. When I open my eyes, I see another couple making out as well, not far from us. I point it out to my master. He grins to me. It doesn't matter what you do, little one. Whatever you do, it will always spread. And what you're spreading now is your choice. Love or anger or bitterness, happiness or sex. We chose to show love to each other and it spreads. I'm so happy and so grateful and I'm bursting with excitement. The moment is here. We are in my living room together. It's nice and warm. Every toy that I had to prepare is on the table, laid out for him to pick. My gloves are there too. He tells me to bring one glove. I crawl to the table and pick one with my mouth. He puts it on, struggling a bit because it's too tight for him. Get up, Kitty, he says. It's time to say hello. My heart is racing in my chest. He is actually going to slap me in my face. Up till then, I doubted if he would do it. I can see that he is nervous too. He bows his head to me and softly kisses my lips. I love you so much, Kitty. I am doing this to you because this is how your body wants my body to make love to you. You know your safe words. Use them if it's too much. I will not be disappointed. I might even be a bit relieved, he smiles. I will do this because I love you and because I believe it will deepen our connection. Look at me. I look at him and he suddenly slaps my face from the left. It comes as a surprise and I breathe in deeply when I feel his hand hitting my face. It hurts more than I expected. He also hit a lot harder than I expected. This is my master. Nothing is done in half. I keep on looking at him. Thank you, master, I whisper. He hits me again and again, this time from the right. My head swings. Tears start rolling over my face. I keep looking at him, trying to share with him that the tears don't mean that it's too much, but I'm so grateful for the fact that he dares to go there, to do something that he thought he would never do, ever. I feel my body fill up with love for him, expanding every time he hits my face again. I'm sobbing now, but smiling at the same time. I love it that he takes me further than I have ever been in my life. I love it that he takes himself further. I love the connection between the two of us. It doesn't come up with me to use my safe word. It's not necessary. I can take this. I will probably have a sore face for a while, but so be it. This face slapping, this encounter is not about the pain. It's about our willingness to challenge each other, to go beyond what we ever thought we could do. It's about giving from the heart. When it's over, he takes me in his arms and hugs me till the sobbing passes away and I feel quiet and empty, peaceful. Like all the stress is gone and the worries. There's nothing now but me and him. How are you, my little one? He asked me while caressing my face. I'm wonderful, master, I tell him. I feel like I'm floating. I feel so loved and caressed and safe. How are you, master? I feel free, he says, full of love for you, grateful. Maybe a bit proud also of myself. He smiles at me. Pride is not exactly something he aims for in life. Why did you do it, master? I ask him. You have safe words too. Why would you do something that goes beyond what you believe in? I thought about it a lot, he answers. And you know, my reluctance to do it at first is based on my belief of what is right and wrong. But you see it as an act of love and not as violence. So who am I to decide whether something is right or wrong for you? I gave it to you because I love you. The end. I think this is also the most personal chapter. But I wanted to share it with you because I think it's, a DS dynamic. I think that every dominant is driven by a desire to let their submissive grow, to make them a better person. And what I love so much about it is that this is showing also that it's mutual. It's not just challenging for the submissive, it can be for the dominant too. So, right now, I'm ready to open the champagne bottle. And after that, I'm just going to put in the link for you where you can get the book. It's on Amazon. If you want the hard copy, that one is paid. I think it looks beautiful. I mean, it's not in color, but this is what it looks like. And then everything is red. The shoes are red and everything. So it will look beautiful. But you can have the e-version, the Kindle version, it's for free. Let me just give you the link. Just a second. There you go. I'm gonna put it in the chat. There you go. Here you can get it for free. I mean, you don't have to pay. It's 2 days. If you where's my chat? Where's my chat? Somehow my chat left. Okay, here it is again. That was scary. And so I'm not good at opening champagne bottles. I found that scary. And if my master would be here, I would have asked him if he could please open it. But unfortunately, as you may have noticed, we are on a long distance relationship. So he is online. He's with us, with me. But unfortunately, he's not here. Oh, my cat is here too. I think you should move. Shh. Yeah, bye. Oh boy. Oh, I find this scary. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Yay! I so deserve this. It's a freaking project to write a book, I can tell you this. I'm so happy that you were here. I guess that's Romanian, is what's that? Safi intrun seas bun. You know that Romanian is the language that they speak in heaven, right? Because it takes an eternity to learn it. Cheers to the book, to DS relationships, and to the world. May everyone see the beauty in BDSM. To be in a good hour. It's nice. Is there anyone who wants to ask me something? My favorite color, it's what's that in English? Sea green. It's like between green and yellow, green and blue. That's my favorite color. Topaz. Yes, topaz, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. For me, it's orange. Nice. Where did I meet my master? It's also in the book. I met him at the Tony Robbins seminar. And I think, to be honest, that seminars and festivals and stuff, I mean, those are the places where you meet people with similar interests. So that's a great way to look at it. Oh, Esada, I have ideas for 10 different other books. So I'll keep you posted. What the biggest challenge was to finish the book? It was actually not the writing. It was the editing. I already finished it during summer, I think in July or so. So it took me 5 months to edit it and to rewrite. Turquoise, that's my favorite color. Thank you, Paul Thies. You know. Yeah. I'm from Holland, from the Netherlands. This is actually really good. It's not champagne, it's Prosecco. I'm not so fond of champagne. It's too many bubbles. No, my tongue is not pierced. My sister had a tongue piercing, and she was in she had to go to the dentist for like, I think, half a year to save her teeth, because all her teeth were broke because of the tongue piercing. So no, I would also never. Oh, you bought it. Thank you so much. Esada, I sent it to you, so I would love to hear what you think about it. I would also really would like to ask you, please, if you dare to leave a review. I mean, you have to enter your details, so that might be challenging for some of you. But do you touch on trust in the book? Yes, EM. Trust is the main theme of the book, actually. I mean, there are 3 themes. The link is to the book. I just posted it, but I can post it again. I'll happily do that, Mike. Here you go. So here you can find it. And EM, the how to get trust enough to be that open to be submissive. I think it took me, I'm describing it in the book, it took me a year to trust myself enough to walk around naked on the beach. I mean, the freaking beach. So it takes time, and it needs. You'll need to Oh, you're gonna buy it. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. I would love to hear how you feel, what you think about it. And after you read, just please leave me a review. Would love to hear that. Well, I also I took my favorite dress. I'm going to show it to you because I'm very proud. I'm actually wearing high heels in the house because I mean, it's a party now, right? So I'm wearing a very beautiful dress. See? This is the dress that my master uses that I have to wear when we go out together. And so he loves to see me in this. Stiletto heels below it. I mean, I had a discussion with Esada. She's a mistress, and she's from Romania. And Romanian women, they always look like this. What I look now, I mean, I'm only dressed now because we have a party, but she's looking like this always. And I think that's something that I could learn a lesson from. I mean, I will compare it to my experience. Thank you. I hope you learn something from it, something new. That would be great. It's actually one of the things that really made me feel sexy again, to be submissive. And you know, a few years ago, when I was still with my ex-husband, and he was struggling a bit with the fact that that we had an open relationships, and I had relationships next to him. And I'm definitely also a slave. I love that, to be a slave. In the bedroom, I just do what my master tells me without any question. And he's really using me for it. And that's beautiful. Mike, thank you so much for your compliment. I really like that. Thank you. I'm trying, what I'm doing is just, I'm being myself. And I'm just honest. And I think that's the thing that pays off. I love it that I'm actually kind of creating a group, creating some kind of tribe. There's so many dominant man. He was there from the beginning. Also, Esada, she was also following from the beginning. That's wonderful, because she's one of the people that I followed from the beginning. And that's just, it's wonderful to have you around. I love it. Cheers to you. Yes, it is, Poltheus. And it's crucial for any relationship. And if I look back to my relationships, I was never honest in a relationship. And I had to learn it. I had to learn to be honest. I wasn't so good at it in the beginning because I found it hard and I wanted to please someone. And pleasing someone meant often for me, it meant that I wasn't honest and that I was hiding what I really felt. Yeah, we do. Esada, I'm so looking forward to do something with you, to work together. I think that would be amazing. One of the plans that I have is, I totally agree with you. And that's why I think it's such a good idea to write a book on DS dynamics. Absolutely. You can never be truly happy if we are not honest. Hey Sam, would you say that being a sub makes you more confident and have higher self-esteem? No, I don't think so. I don't think that has to do with being a submissive. What I do think is that being a submissive or submitting to someone it makes me grow faster. So I get there faster. That's it. Exactly. That's Esada. I think that's exactly what I think. Being your true self makes you the most confident. If you're not a submissive, being a submissive is not the thing that's going to make you confident. I mean, you should check out Esada. She's confident. She's not a submissive. It's so brave in such a fake world. That's the fun thing, Mike. When I started this, I found out that there are so many people who are not fake. I think that is what I attract, because I am honest and I am very clear about what I want and what I do. I lost friends who were not happy with what I did and the choices that I made, and I lost them. And why? Because they couldn't see how honest I was to myself, and they preferred me hiding it and pretending that I was somebody else. So, do you think having your long distance relationship works for your dominant side outside of DS? What do you mean, EM? I'm not entirely sure that I get the question. Thank you, Rory. You can read in the book. I was in a festival, and I was there as my alter ego, so as Kitty, and I was wearing cuffs and a collar with spikes on it, and just like a mini skirt, and I was wearing a tail in my ass. I mean, nobody could see it, but it was very challenging, and especially because I did a workshop, and I did a yoga workshop also. And if you're not wearing underwear with a miniskirt and you're doing yoga, that's challenging. I can tell you, it was challenging for me. Oh, that's so nice of you, dominant man. But I gained friends too. That's amazing, huh? And so I was on that festival, and I got, after one of the sessions, I got hugged by so many other people that said, you are so inspiring because you're just there to be who you really are, and to show you what you love, and to stand for what you believe in. And that was really in the beginning of my journey, and I already inspired people. So can you imagine how much difference you can make in the world if you dare to be honest to yourself? And you'll attract the people that will fit you. I believe in that. So I don't know about that, Arateki. Friends who leave are not true friends. It's friends for another period in life. We'll give her a like. She deserves it. I think everyone did. There are already 24 likes, and there are 25 people. One person didn't like my video yet. Please click like. That's nice of you. See, now I have 25. Yeah, how did your family and children handle it? My family struggled a lot with it. And Asada, Asada, I'm going back to you. My children, they're 6 and 8, so I'm not sharing it with them. I'm not hiding it also. I just made a video about how to handle a BDSM with kids. If you're in a vanilla relationship, you also won't have sex when the kids are around. So that's also not something that you do when you're in a DS dynamic. But the DS dynamic, it says something about how you experience your relationship, and that is something that I won't hide from them. So for one of the things that they do see is that I sleep always on a leash, and they're fine for that. EM, to ask differently, do you think if your master was with you in the same city, it would work better or worse? The point is that I have 2 kids, and I really don't feel the need to share that with my master. So I wouldn't be willing to share my life with him at the moment. We could see each other more often, but what I found out, and what is really actually what I like a lot about it, is because we are mostly online, the thing that we do the most is talk. And it forces us to be on a deep and connected level. We can't just, what happens, I was with my ex-husband for 10 years, and we managed to see each other regularly, and we had quite a good relationship, but we managed to live next to each other. So he had his life, I had my life, because we took each other for granted. And that's the thing that you cannot do if you're in a long distance relationship. I think that's a difference. So in that sense, to me, it's not a bad thing to be in a long distance relationship. What is your favorite food? I just love food, dominant man. But I love healthy food. I just had, because I think this is a party day, so I had shrimps for my dinner. I had very good ones. So refreshing to see more folks returning to the natural order. Sigrid, I'm not sure that that this is the natural order. I think the natural order is what suits you, and I think that is important. How do you find the confident support to go through when it seems like no one understands, especially when people think you are trying to be controlling evil, when you have an honest, good intention? What I always do is I challenge myself, and I go sit for myself, and I'm going to ask them, is this true? And if I say yes on that or no on that, I say yes or no, and I ask myself why. That's to me, this is a very crucial exercise. I'm going to make a video on it the next time I'm going to film, because I think it's very valuable. This is going to help you to find out what is true for you. And one of the things that you need to learn is to get to, how do I say that? I needed to learn to find my own truth. What is truth for me? Because what other people say, especially what my mom said and what my mother-in-law said, it's not true for me. I believed it because I heard it, and I was thinking that this was the way that I believed that I should behave. And that's not truth. So all in all, I think it's very important to find out what is true for you. How does your ex-husband feel about your journey into submission? Was he interested in the ES? There's two sides on that. First of all, he was very scared on what I was doing, especially because of the masochist part. That was scary, and I can imagine. But there's another thing in it. Hey, another mistress. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Love you. So happy that you're here. And the other thing is that I wouldn't submit to just anyone. Me and my ex-husband, we were not in a relationship where he would be able to dominate me. I would never, ever submit to him. I would probably not submit to pretty much anyone except my master. So far, I didn't meet anyone else that I would submit to. It needs something. Thank you, Dominant. He tried to dominate me once in the shower. He pulled my hair, and what I did is I pulled him down on his hair, immediately on his knees. I have a dominant side as well. And apparently that is what he triggered with me. So I think that the way that your relationship is shaped depends on the person that you have it with. If you would have two women, as a guy, you would have two women that you have a relationship with, or two men, or whatever, two people, you would have a different relationship with one person than with the other. My master has a vanilla relationship with his girlfriend and a DS relationship with me. And that is a very good question, Arateki. What is it about your master that lets you submit to him? First of all, it's trust. I trust him completely. Second of all, I feel very safe with him. It's really hard to express it. What is it about your master that lets you submit to him? It's trust, yes. Trust in both directions. That's wonderful. And that's something that I learned from him. He needs to trust me as much as I trust him. He needs to trust me that I use my safe words when we're playing. He needs to trust me about that what we're doing, that is between us. I mean, I'm going out here on the internet. He needs to trust that whatever he's saying or doing is safe between us. And I'm pretty open, but I'm always thinking about how much can I share. Do you have other submissive women friends? I do. Yes, not so much though. I'm not very active in the scene. I mean, I don't play with other people. monogamous for the first time in my life. But I do have, and by the way, I tend to attract more dominant women. That's the funny thing. I attract a lot of dominant men and women with this channel, and that's wonderful because they would love to learn also from a submissive. And I thought it wasn't possible, and I love it that it does. Is there any truth that people like humiliation because they feel guilty about something and would like to reach some type of karmic equilibrium? I have no clue. I don't think so. I don't know. What I think is that for me, the humiliation, I didn't talk about it in the book. To me, humiliation, it was something that I conquered. I conquered the fact that it was not that it was humiliated and it was offensive. That meant that it was something that I needed to grow on because I was putting value on what somebody else would say about me. And I mean, I'm still not there. If somebody calls me, only my master can call me a whore. But if he calls me a cheap whore, I'm still offended because I'm not cheap. So then there is some work to do still, because it means that I'm still giving value to what he's saying about what is humiliating. I would like to close off. There is only 4 minutes left until 9. And I think for me, it's good to close off because right now I'm going to spend the rest of the evening with my master. And I just want to say that I loved spending time with you. Thank you so much for being here and celebrate with me. And yeah, I made the best decision ever to share about DS. I think there should be more, and I want to thank you so much. So please read my book, leave a review on Amazon, and I'll see you in the next live. I love you guys, everyone.